Okay, Vikas. So first of all, extremely sorry. Actually, that time I was waiting for someone, and then she was not joining. And then the moment I said you okay, we can start right now. So after that, she has started calling me, and so that's how it
It's
happened. And
okay. It's all right. It's all right. All
okay,
right. So first of all, tell me how you're doing today.
I'm fine, and my day is also going well.
Hmm.
What about?
Great to hear. Yeah, great to hear that. Talking about me, yeah, it's going pretty well. Till now, at
Mhm.
least, having some sessions with people and trying to just enhance and uplift the language fluencies. It's quite incredible for me.
Okay, great.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so as we are meeting very first time, can we have an introduction part so that
Yes.
we can get to know each other? Also, our audience.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
All
sure.
right. So would you like to break the ice?
Yes, sure. My name is
Mhm.
Sakshi Chauhan, and I'm from Gwalior, MP. I have completed my masters, and now I'm PhD scholar. And apart from that, I'm running my own coaching classes and my YouTube channel as well. And if I talk about my hobby, so I love to reading books and connect with the different people. And some poetries also I do in my leisure time. So that's all about me.
That's great. You're a multitasker. I mean, you have a lot of things to do. Okay, it's quite interesting. Coming to my introduction, so my name is Vikas, and I belong to Uttar Pradesh, Prayagraj, district Kunda. But at present, I'm staying in Delhi with my whole family. And I have recently completed my bachelor degree. And for the time being, I'm pursuing master's in English literature. In addition to this, I'm also running my own YouTube channel where I upload some sort of the English conversational videos so that at least I can level up my communication skills and develop the language fluency too. That's what
Mhm.
I'm doing.
Okay, that's quite
Yeah.
interesting. And I would like to say one thing that your way of speaking is also so impressive.
Oh, really? Do
Yeah.
you mean it?
Right,
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Sakshi, so you are a PhD scholar, right?
right.
So I'm a bit interested to know what is the specialization.
My subject is botany.
What it is? Come again? I'm sorry. What is this?
Bot, it's botany.
Okay, good to hear that.
Sci-
Perhaps I don't have psychology.
No, no. Botany is related to plants. Actually, in my BSc, I had CBZ, chemistry, botany, and zoology. And after that, I had completed my master's. Then my subject was botany only. My specialization was botany. So, as I have completed my master's from the botany, so I have to continue with this only subject. So, that's the reason in my PhD also. I am doing my PhD from the botany subject.
Yeah, now it's fine for me. Before I was not able to understand I mean, it was quite new for me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, okay. So there is a one thing that I would like to ask. Are you work from home?
Yes.
Because I have noticed that on your Skype, there was a mention like work from home. So I got some there. You might be working. So in which process are you working?
Actually, I have my own coaching classes, and that's at my home. Not exactly at my home, but outside. So there's a separate my classes. And yes, apart from that, I'm having some online classes also, some paid classes. So that's how I'm work from home.
Sounds fascinating. Okay, so what is your specialization in? I mean, you have your own institute. So what do you teach basically? I would like to know this.
Hmm. Okay, I'm teaching junior students only, so all subject.
Specialization. What is your subject that you teach?
No, I'm teaching all subject
All
as per.
subject. Oh, okay, that's cool. What about English? What made you to learn English, and what is the main objective of learning and working on it? As I can observe when I have imbibed here, you're speaking really quite incredibly nice. So, what made you to continue the journey?
Okay. So first of all, that English is completely connected to our confidence. Somewhere I feel this. So when I was not into this language, I was not speaking English. So somewhere I was losing my confidence. Then I thought that I should start to learn this language. And the moment I had started learning, so that journey is going on. And when I was speaking little bit, then I thought, no, I need to improve more. I need to work on my grammar as well. I need to work on my fluency and my vocabulary as well. So every day, every time I try to think, I try to do something good in my English, or I try to make myself better as compared
Mm,
to yesterday. So that's
mm,
how I'm just working on this language. And right now, my focus on my fluency. Anyhow, I have to evolve it.
mm. That's cool. Sounds quite fascinating. Okay, so you belongs to which plot? I mean, the place. May I have a name of the place,
I'm
please?
from Gwalior, MP.
Okay, is it a place? Is it a place or town or city?
It's city.
Okay, city. Okay, so if you had to choose, sorry, if you have to choose to between Blaze and cities, what would you choose and why?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Okay, if you have to, sorry, let's suppose you have to choose between two places, one is
Mhm.
city and Blaze. So what would be your prefer, and what would you prefer to choose?
Of course, I would choose city because the reason is that since childhood I born and brought up here, and I'm not familiar with the rural culture. Or of course, it does not mean that I don't like to live there. I don't like to spend my time there. Of course, that mesmerized me a lot. The beauty of rural areas, but still I would choose the city. I would choose city, of course, because I have spent my whole time or whole life, I can say, in city. So I'm very familiar with this culture, and so that's the reason I would choose it.
Okay, okay. So long story short, you would choose city life instead of choosing Blaze life. It doesn't matter you drag down the Blaze rural life, but the matter is that you have experience and you have just grown on. Sorry, you have just grown up here. That's what, isn't it? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
quite, I would say, amazing. Good to hear that. So
Mhm.
any question that you have and want to ask?
Hmm. Okay, I want to know about your English because I already mentioned that it is quite good and too good that the way you are speaking. So I want to know that because you are using a lot of phrases and some good idioms. So I want to know that how do you inculcate, because most of the people, even I am also facing this problem. We have learned a lot of things, but when it comes to implement, when it comes to speaking, that gets so difficult to use these words and idioms and phrases. So I want to know from you that do you do something special, or do you make some extra effort in order to make this the part of your active vocabulary? What do you do?
First of all, thank you for asking this much basic question. It's quite interesting for me. Not very much challenging. All right. So coming to the this question, so what I believe, and even I have noticed till now since I started my English journey until now, whenever I just probably go with the long sentence and try
Mhm.
to implement any tremendous vocabulary that can mesmerize people and captivate their attention towards me. So I don't do this. What I do instead of using the short sentence,
Mhm.
okay, very basic sentence, I try to I would say implement in the very short sentence, not very long, lengthy, not very long. Let's suppose
Mhm.
instead of using good, I don't use good, I use incredible. Instead of using important, I use incredible, sorry, I use indispensable, imperative, crucial, and integral. There are many more things that can be used as per the person to person. So I have noticed and even I have been working on it, and this is the one of the best thing because I am able to use in everyday life. Are you
Mhm.
getting it? So when we use everyday life, it becomes and it just becomes very much familiar to our subconscious minds too. So I think working on day-to-day life and implementing everyday conversation, no matter whether you talk with the professionals, like with your family, with your friend, you can easily replace the basic word with the quite challenging and quite, I would say, fancy and flowery words. But not
Mhm.
always. You need to understand the delicacy of the situation, in which situation you are, and whom you're talking. So that's
Mhm.
what I did. And still, whenever I encounter with the new words, so any new phrases, I try to implement in the at least one and two conversation. That is how I'm able to sustain and retain in my mind for long run. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the one of the best and the very easiest activity. Believe me,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't take a lot of efforts. It doesn't take a lot of just, like you need to just like write down the words, pen down the words and the phrases,
Mm-hmm.
idiom. You have to just, replace the word, basic word with the quite the words that you are not aware about it. If anything
Mm-hmm.
is new, try to implement. I would say once and twice and thrice in a day, you might get better in this. And so it's a kind of the habit, ma'am. It's a kind of the habit. When you just develop this habit, and once you get into in this habit, it will become very easy, and you will be stand by when your improvement. You will be, I would say, mesmerized by your own, I would say, way of talking and expressing your thoughts, articulating on various, I would say, specs.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how it goes.
Okay, okay. I understood. So you want to say that whatever we are learning, we just have to make the part of our daily use, or whatever we are speaking, no matter with whom are we talking, that every time we have to use these words. Only this is the
Yeah,
right way to learn some fancy vocab and new idioms and phrases.
yeah, in fact, Sakshi ma'am, I don't believe in the fancy words and the new words. I believe in the words and the knowledge that we are not aware about. Those are things are advanced for us. Whatever, let's suppose if you know the word that is memorized, so it can be a very basic word for you. But for those who does not aware about this word, for them they might consider, hey, it's a very advanced, it's a very tremendous word, captivating word. I want to learn this, isn't it? So I think whatever we know that is basic for us, but whatever we are not aware about, that is advantage. Sorry, that is a advance. So
Mhm.
long story in short, we can keep it in, I would say, in a very shorter way. We need to implement in day-to-day life whatever we learn, irrespective of the people whether they understand or not, but always understand and try to recognize the situation with whom you're talking, because always you cannot be the same, you cannot be pre-planned like I need to use some advanced phrases, some basic phrases. You have to understand the situation. According to the situation, you need to perform and speak, and nothing. This is my personal views on it.
Okay, I do agree with this thing completely. One more thing I
Mhm.
want to know that what do you think about the fillers? Because so many people they are tend to use some filler. Even most of the time, I also use and like these are some fillers that can break the fluency. So as I have noticed that you are very speaking so fluently and you are not using these kind of filler. So I want to know from you that how can we overcome? Do you have any idea, or have you ever faced this problem that you might using a lot of fillers, and then you try to overcome from this?
Certainly, this is the one of the most common issue, ma'am, that happen with every English learners whenever they embark the journey of learning spoken English. So this is the kind of the very essential part where they have to use the filler in order to memorize the content, the knowledge, the information, and articulate their views on that particular situation. Okay, wherein talking about how to overcome of. So I think whenever you commit any error, so you can simply be little conscious in order to apologize to yourself. That is how I worked. I'm sharing with you
Mhm.
my own. Whenever I used to, I would say, whenever I used to just use any sort of fillers, so I always used to say sorry on the spot. Immediately, I should take the pause and you should say sorry because this is not appropriate. In such a manner, you cannot improve your language fluency, and it should be avoided as soon as possible. Otherwise, you are going to face some sort of the outcomes. Perhaps you don't know unless until you face. So
Mhm.
I believe what you can do whenever you make the fill, so whenever you use the fillers, so you can simply say to yourself, "Sorry, yeah, such I'm not supposed to make this kind of fillers." No matter whom you're talking, don't care about the people. Listen, unless until you are in the professional meeting, do not say,
Mhm.
do not take the pose. But if you are in, like generally talking with me and other people, so you can simply take the pose. Hey, this is not okay. I need to change it. When you just so when you just say sorry to yourself very often, so it will just get into in your mind, right, in your subconscious mind, and you will eventually stop saying this because you're stopping yourself. And No, none can help you to remove the fillers. None can help you to get rid of this particular issue, except you, isn't it? So you need to
Right.
take some steps. And very basic, it's a very easy. I don't feel awkward like it's a kind of the quite terrible situation where people are going to judge me. They might just have some opinions. People always have some opinions, no matter what is your class, what is your status, what is your language fluency, how tremendously, how eloquently you speak. It doesn't matter for them. They will always find out the negative.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it goes.
Yes.
I
Okay,
hope you got my point of views.
yes, I understood properly, and definitely I will start working on this thing. Usually, I don't use a lot of filler, but sometime I realize no, I am using like or right multiple times, and that doesn't sound good.
Hmm. Sakshi, yeah. Okay, yeah. So as I shared with you previously, in fact, you are not only the one who is facing this issue. I'm also still I face. I'm not expert in this language, as you know. um Still just sometimes sometimes get stuck, sometimes just have the kind of the feeling and the nervousness if I interact with any advanced people and they come up with the unique thoughts. Their notions are really up to the mark, extraordinary. So I sometimes totally flabbergasted by them and their fluency. So sometimes I feel, I mean, I fall out of my confidence, I fall out of my language fluency, because I mean, how you're going to tackle on this. So, but as you know, we are supposed to
Mm-hmm.
encourage ourselves. We are supposed to be bold and be fearless in order to face the situation and embrace the situation, no matter whether the situation is bad or good, because you can avoid for some time, but in future you have to go through ups and downs. So that's what I
True.
do. So I think one should not need to worry about fillers in the initial days. When you when you start learning spoken English, it's okay to use, but as soon as you become little fluent, little okay with this language, so you can simply start implementing some sort of the like kind of the I would say the things which can help you to remove your fillerness. And it's not,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, very huge, but without filler, being an Indian, I don't think so. We can express all sort of things very precisely. Somewhere fillers are playing very vital role in order to express our thoughts. I
Mm-hmm.
strongly believe in this. I don't know, perhaps others, but I believe in this.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Hmm.
I also do agree with you completely.
Yeah, in fact, what happens, Sakshi ma'am, we know we are
Mm-hmm.
non-native speaker, isn't it? And we just started our English journey. Although we have been studying English since our childhood when we were in school, right? However, we are not able to speak fluent English. So we just
Mm-hmm.
started like few years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and some of 3 years ago. And some might have been working on it. It's been many, many years, right? So long story in short, I just want to tell you, we are non-native speaker. We have our own local language. So that's why it's happening, because we are not very much used to with this language. So once you become used to with this language, I think everything will become effortlessly for you and very easy for you. You will able to convey your message very conveniently. This is
Mm-hmm.
my views.
Right.
So
Yes,
use
yes,
some
and
fillers. Mhm.
mm-hmm. Continue.
I'm saying use some fillers and keep working and as long as possible and try to enhance and develop effective and impactful communication skills and language fluency too. There is nothing wrong to use fillers. Even if you see the teachers, they also use sometimes, and it's a required to memorize the things. As I said previously, we are non-native speakers, so our mind even doesn't work properly in this case. So it requires practice, 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 and nothing.
Hmm. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
What do you
So,
think about it, by the way?
about this, yes, I also, because that's the fact that it breaks our fluency when we use fillers. But on the other hand, it's okay because as you talked about that we are not no native speakers. It is a second language for all of us, and Hindi is something that we have been learning since childhood, right? So we cannot compare that English and Hindi. English we have given a bunch of time for learning this Hindi, and it's been I think 12 year, 30 year, 20 years I think we have been speaking this language. And when it comes to English, we have started recently to speak this language. So how can you, or how can someone make a lot of expectation from this language that I should be perfect. So it is obvious to make mistake, it is obvious to using some filler words, so that's okay.
Yeah, it's I guess it's the I would say one of the biggest advantage that we take in order to memorize the words and memorize the concept, memorize the context that we want to convey, right?
Hmm.
So it's completely okay from my point of view. I don't know, perhaps others.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
anything that you would ask, would wish to ask?
No, actually, literally, I don't have words to say that literally I have enjoyed a lot and learned a lot of things from you. Definitely, I would implement on my spoken English.
Oh my goodness. I'm super happy to hear that. All right, so I think we need to wrap up the conversation.
Yeah,
So
sure.
before ending the conversation, I would like to say it was really, I would say, one of the best conversation till now I made. So thank you very much for giving your valuable time and also sharing your thoughts on some sort of the aspects. Once again, nice meeting with you. Bye bye. Have a good
Bye.
day.
Bye. Have a good day. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, most welcome.